From here at midcourt, Dellavedova on the drive.
Inside to James for the flush.
The entire game won.
Thompson left wide open and cans the three. On Green.
I'm just sitting here thinking you could just play Curry for three over and over and over again, and that's the ball game, at least so far. Joe Courtney, life above and beyond the rim. And if you want to talk to your kids about a career that includes sports, tell them to take a look at this guy. Joe Courtney played for teams all over this country, NBA and lesser leagues, and across the planet. Where were you, Joe, internationally?
Internationally, I played, well, let's start with the first thing. I played for whoever would pay. That was the first requirement.
Wait, I think that's chapter 3, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Teach your child to get a check.
Exactly.
Whatever
right?
it is that he's doing. But you played in some really interesting places, including professional basketball in Japan.
Absolutely. You know, the NBA lockout year was that year. And I called Michael Jordan, a good friend of mine, and I said, you know.
Now, say that again.
No, I said
say,
I called.
Say that again.
So I called Michael Jordan, who's a good friend of mine, and I said, MJ, listen, Japan, I'm like, what, are we going to even play this year? He goes, we're not going to play this year, so take the money. So,
right. He said there is a check that will be available to you.
Absolutely. And, you know, so I went over there and had a great experience, besides the fact that I was the only guy that was standing over everybody in the freeways. Sea of black hair in the train. Pretty interesting, but it worked out. Let's put it that way.
How to stand out in Osaka.
Exactly.
Look, we know that Golden State, just take a look at the number of victories during the regular season. Golden State, record-breaking team. But isn't Cleveland supposed to be?
Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to be, but, you know, because of the pressure with the King James, and everybody's expecting history to be made. Everybody's expecting LeBron to make the history and finally take over and take his legacy. But you've got Curry and that team, and they've got a history of championships, starting with the instructor himself, the real king, and that's Phil Jackson, who mentored, obviously, Steve Kerr, okay, and his coaching style is starting to transcend into that same type of coaching style. And Steve Kerr, as you know, won 5 championship rings as a player, 1 as a coach so far, and then all the guys tear down from underneath him.
And don't forget Steve Kerr's history, and also the Phoenix attachment that he's only a small part of. U of A, of course, first, yes. Then the Suns,
yes,
and now with Golden State as a terrific coach. But he's not the only one.
No, he's not the only one. Matter of fact, University of Arizona should hopefully them and Golden State are doing something together, because they definitely have a lot of players. I mean, if you look at the lineup there, you've got Iguodala, who is definitely a great player, last season's MVP. Then you have the Suns connection with not only Steve Kerr and Leandro Barbosa, but then you've got other players that are there. And on the opposite side, you've got, on Cleveland side, you got University of Arizona again showing up, and Arizona players, Richard Jefferson, Shannon Fry, who I believe it can be an X factor going forward. Shannon Fry.
They haven't used him that much.
They have not, and they should. Shooting 58% from 3 in the first 3 games.
And standing, by the way, is that shadowy figure in the corner, not far from the Golden State bench. A guy with a Phoenix attachment, Steve Nash, is, I think,
absolutely, a
consultant.
Absolutely.
That's what they really need, is an added consultant, the level of Steve Nash.
Absolutely, and you can see that that team. I mean, you start with the coach being not only an NBA champion, mentored by one of the greatest coaches ever, but he was a shooter, and he's giving those all the players just the freedom to go out there, play the game, have fun, and let it go.
Okay, but Joe, listen, let's talk about the matchups, because the third game is tonight.
Yes.
And yeah, Golden State whopped them 2 in a row, but that doesn't mean that Cleveland can't come back.
No, they can. The chances of a team coming back down 2-0 is 28-3 historically. But once again, we talked about the King James legacy. Now is the time for him to own his legacy. I've been watching for several years and been frustrated, I got to be honest with you, because I love LeBron James, but he's been looking for others to own his legacy for him. It's time for him to step up and do it. And if he does that, leads from the front, then the team will follow. as opposed to the other way around.
We know you have Michael Jordan's phone number, but you also played with him in Chicago.
Yes.
Is LeBron the new Michael Jordan?
To my opinion, and there will be never another Michael Jordan. What Jordan did on the court as well as off the court, the mentality coming into the locker room for the other players, they felt his presence as they were driving up to the arena. With LeBron, like I said, now's the time for him to take over his legacy. He can be the new style type that way, but there'll never be another Michael Jordan.
But does Steve Curry bring that level of confidence to Golden State?
Absolutely. I mean, you could see the way whenever your bench is beating you in the finals, okay, you got a problem. you got a problem there, okay?
Yeah, pull the first spot.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, they're that good.
I think they're that good.
Will you come back and talk to us about the problems the Suns have?
I would love to. Absolutely.
Because you aren't one of them anymore.
Not anymore. Don't have
Architect, real estate guy. He has everything but a waffle restaurant. And we'll take care of that a little later on. Joe Courtney on the Morning Scramble.